I'm Zach.
I'm Maxwell.
And this is Car Chronicles.
And today we have the 2018 Mercedes-Benz C300 4MATIC. Woo!
So this Mercedes is top of the line. It's super beautiful. Let's talk about the front real quick. Has this super awesome grille with this really huge emblem. Looks so sleek. Headlights are huge. They look so nice. Of course, you got the Benz emblem right here.
I'm coming along the side now. You can just really see how good looking this car is. I personally think this is one of the best looking cars that Mercedes-Benz makes. I mean, it's subtle, it's sort of understated, but I mean, you've got these nice character lines going down the side. You got this, I really like the nice short end. It's real short and it just sort of drops off, and it's a swoopy design back here.
Really sweet looking wheels. Those are crazy designs. Of course, we know they're kind of a pain to wash.
Not the easiest to wash.
They're not super easy, but man, they look so sweet. And you got this lettering right here, Mercedes-Benz down the side.
The back is also really nice. It's nothing like special, but I think it was a really well done design for Mercedes. It just it all sort of flows back to the end.
Your standard kind of rear end looking dual exhaust.
And you got the fake exhaust tips, of course, which still look pretty good though. Overall thoughts? It's good. What do you think, Zach?
Oh man, this is such a beautiful ride. It looks so nice. It is so nice. It's a really sweet color as well.
I really like the front fascia here too. This isn't even the sport pack, but it still looks not mad necessarily, but it looks a little aggressive, which I like. And this isn't even the sport one, and I really like that touch.
So let's talk about interior. Right off the bat, you can tell that this car is made super well and definitely made for comfort.
It really has some nice touches here. I mean, Mercedes is just killing it in the interior game. This is a 2018, and it seems like everything else in the class just doesn't compare. So, coming down the center stack here, we've got this nice piano black finish, which I think it looks great. It may get smudgy and stuff as you own the car longer, but nonetheless, it looks good. You've also got this nice aluminum trim.
This trim actually goes, as you can see, all the way from the doors, starts on the doors, goes through the middle right there.
Goes through this door, and it continues back on the doors as well.
All the way back. We'll jump in the back later on and get a look at the back, but yeah, super nice. Steering wheel, you can see, all leather all around, super well made. Of course, you got this aluminum right here.
All right, so this, as all other Mercedes, has their command system up here, and it's actually a sort of controversial topic. Where Mercedes put the screen. I mean, it's sort of up here on the dash, but I think it looks good. And it's just their standard system. You got this knob down here, and you just use that to go back and forth on the different menus up here. You got your vehicle settings, you got media, radio, nav, and then for each one of these menus, you have different menus down here.
Subcategories.
So that's pretty cool. Another thing that I really like is the volume knob, or it's not even really a knob. To change the volume, you just go down here and it's this little roller, which is very neat. I liked that.
And something that probably most people will overlook or something, these air vents are on a super sweet movement system. It kind of feels like a ballpoint pen or something, but they are just rolling. They can roll all different ways.
And of course, it feels very high quality too. It's got a nice satisfying click in the middle, and I think
so satisfying.
You just turn this knob to turn the airflow on and off. And I'm pretty sure Mercedes was modeling these after a jet engine or like a turbine. I think that's the look they were going for. So well done, Mercedes.
Great job. Let's talk about these doors real quick. They look so nice. Of course, you have the seat control panel, as most of the new Mercedes do, right on the door, which is really nice. You got the seat heaters. Door unlock and lock right above the handle, and the window roll down right there.
And even the window switches are aluminum. Like, that's what I love about Mercedes. It's the little stuff they do. Like, aluminum. That doesn't have to be aluminum. All this is leather. Everything feels nice in here. Everything's leather. Everything's very high quality. All the buttons feel really nice. So let's go ahead and hop in the back and see how the back seat is.
So we're gonna hop in the back real quick and see how it feels.
And by the way, we didn't move the seats forward at all. This is how we were sitting.
This is not even moving the seats, and there's
got about 4 or 5 inches at least of legroom. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I have a little less because I'm a little taller, but I mean,
all right,
that's
enough.
It's still a lot of room.
Definitely nice. Continuing on from the front, you got these nice vents that are the same style as the front. Feel very high quality. Of course, you can turn them on and off with this. Got a nice fold-down center armrest, which is very soft. You just pull this up, and your cup holders come out like
right
that.
out. Those are sweet right there.
Got some nice storage in here, which is always nice for the back seat. And these cup holders are pretty sweet too, as Zach just said. You fold them out like that, and you just put your drink in there. Very nice.
Pretty sweet. Right?
And they just fold away like that.
You have the sound system right there on the door, the aluminum right there. Window roll down, door entry.
All aluminum.
Super,
nice.
Super comfortable, wouldn't you say?
It is very comfortable. And this is just basically the baby sedan for Mercedes. They've got the CLA below this, but for basically an entry-level sedan, this is very, very nice.
Super
everything
nice.
Back here, everything feels great.
And for being one of the smaller cars, it definitely does not feel like the smaller car once you get inside. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty spacious in here. Alright, so one cool thing about this car is it has keyless entry and keyless go. So, as you see right here, I've got the key. You can just keep that in your pocket. And as you can see, the mirrors are unfolded, which means it's unlocked. But to lock it once you're out of the car, you just simply hit this button once, and it locks up, and the door mirrors fold in, which is very nice. Alright, now that your car's locked, you just walk up to it when you want to get back in. And to unlock it, you just have the key in your pocket, and you just put your hand behind the door handle, and it unlocks right open.
Let's listen to these doors real quick. They sound awesome.
Nice solid thud. Alright, so this car has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder producing 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. So let's go ahead and start it up and see how it sounds. So not the prettiest of sounds, being a turbocharged 4-cylinder, but you don't really buy this car for sound, so not too bad. Alright, so we're about to take this for a drive and see how it does, but first,
Seat belts.
So one thing to note again, like I said, this car has keyless entry and keyless go, so we've just got the key in the car here, and go ahead and put your foot on the brake and just push the push button, and we're running.
Seatbelts, once the car engine does start, they do lock up a little bit, give you nice and snug feel.
Alright, so a few things to note about this car when you hop in and start it up. It's got 5 different driving modes, and it defaults to comfort, which we're in right now. But to switch the mode, you just go down to this little toggle switch, and you've got eco mode, which is the most economical, obviously, comfort, then you have sport and sport plus, and those sort of heighten the throttle response and stiffen up the steering a little bit. Then you got individual mode, which you can custom tailor what the steering does, what the transmission does, but we're not really going to mess with that. So we'll go ahead and put it in Sport Plus and see how it is. This car has floppy paddles, and it actually has Mercedes' new 9-speed automatic transmission, and the response is actually pretty good. Downshifts are pretty quick. They're not instant, but they're pretty quick. So visibility in this car is also pretty good. It does have, view to the back is a little pinched. It's still good though. It's not that bad. And then you do have some pretty high door sills here and a little bit of a hefty B-pillar, but it has blind spot monitoring and stuff, so it really has pretty good visibility and drivability overall.
Oh, open up the sunroof real quick. You know, that's a nice thing to have always. So once again, like we do Car Chronicle style, we're taking it out on the back roads. We're gonna be driving around some curves, test acceleration, test handling,
Braking. You know what? Why don't we just go ahead and do a little brake test right now?
I'm
How's that sound, Zach?
I'm definitely gonna
Are you
brace
ready?
my. Okay.
See, I tried to catch him off guard there. Pretty good brakes.
These are great brakes.
Pretty good brakes.
You're not going that fast. Just doing going a little fast. I'll be ready.
Okay. We can do both of them, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna do another brake test here in a little bit. Here we go.
Brakes?
Let's go.
Alright, so the brakes are pretty hefty. As you can see, I caught him off guard the first time, and he flew forward, but
I definitely flew forward.
they're pretty good. Alright, so now we're coming up to some curvy corners, I guess. Curvy corners.
Some straight corners.
But let's go ahead and see how this thing does. We got it in Sport Plus, got the transmission and manual.
Here we go.
This car is the 4MATIC, so it weighs a little bit more. I think it weighs around 3,600 pounds. But the steering is nice and hefty here in the sport mode, and it's pretty good handling wise. It leans a little bit.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's taking the corners pretty well with, you know, a little bit. You can feel lean a little bit. It's not quite hugging it as much as, you know.
Coming up to a really sharp corner here.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
Wow, it's pretty buttoned down.
It's pretty good.
And the steering is very sharp. It's very quick on turn in. Very nice.
And he's not even really turning the wheel that much, which is really sweet. It's a cool thing to not be able to, not have to whip the wheel around when you're trying to make a corner, but just kind of give it a little bit. And wow, there we go.
Not even floored. All right, so one thing to note about the driving, the ride is very nice. It's really comfortable.
I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. What do you think?
I'm just kidding.
What do you think there, Zach?
Go ahead.
As far as the ride?
The ride is really nice.
It's definitely on the sportier side slightly. It's a little stiffer, but it's still really comfortable, and it takes the bumps very nicely.
Very nicely.
Very precisely nicely.
Very quick and easy. Lemon quick and easy is what I always say.
So a few figures about the performance. Like we said, it has 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque.
Four-cylinder, as you said.
Doesn't sound the best, but
yeah, honestly, there's a lot more kick from a four-cylinder than I would have expected.
Well, the reason being is because it's turbocharged, that's why it's pretty quick. But also,
sweet
it's got 273 pound-feet of torque, which is a good amount for a car that weighs only about 3,600 pounds. So it feels pretty quick. It really pushes you back in your seat.
As we're soon gonna find out when we do this quick acceleration, if we get past this friggin' dump truck. Okay, we're in the clear.
All right, so we're just gonna pull onto this road here and do a little
acceleration test.
And
we're
see
gonna
how
start
it
at
does.
0, from 0 to here.
Oh my gosh. That initial shove.
Wow. From a four-cylinder, that was a really nice pushback.
And it upshifted for me. I'm not sure why. We're in Sport Plus here, but
it pushes you right back into these leather comfort heated chairs that are perfect height. Man.
Let's go ahead and try that one more time and see if I don't know why it really upshifted there.
This car definitely has a nice bite to it, and
I'm gonna try that one more time.
Here we go.
There's the turbo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it likes to upshift a little bit for you, but it's still got a pretty quick transmission, which is nice in sport mode here.
Really nice. Jeez.
Cheese in my sandwich.
Cheez-Its.
Some more corners coming up here. Go and see how it does.
He's nice. That was a real sharp one. Yeah. Really nice performance.
Really? I mean, once it gets above about 40 or 50 miles an hour, it starts to slow down a little bit, but that initial 0 to 30, 0 to 40 really pushes you back in your seat. I mean, the torque on this thing is really good.
We're gonna pull the old switcheroo here in a minute, so I can get a little bit of a hand on the wheel, so to speak.
Not sure where else his hands would be, but a little hand on the wheel. Turning radius is very good as well. We got a few of my driving impressions, but let's see what Zach thinks as he grasps the wheel firmly, so to speak.
Grasping this wheel. So one thing right off the bat, before we even get on to anything, they fixed the whole cruise control lever that was right in the way of the turn signal. Now it's way lower and out of the way, so you're no longer hitting that.
We'll go ahead and do another sort of launch with Zach at the wheel here in a second.
It definitely feels nice.
It's quick, and he's
it's
not
smooth.
He's not even in the upper revs either.
Oh wow. Yeah, this thing rides really smooth. Like, it goes right over bumps, like you mentioned. Like, what goes over bumps nicely?
I'm gonna go with the Michelin Man. Goes over bumps very nicely.
It goes over bumps like the Michelin Man. Wow, this thing flies down the straightaways. Hugs the corners really nice. Like you mentioned, there's a little lean, but I mean, once we're going quick, so that little bit of a lean is definitely going to be expected. All right, we're going to do a quick little, we're going to do another launch pretty much, so. Wow.
Man, that initial launch is pretty quick.
It's really nice. The throwback into those nice leather comforters
is pretty nice.
Well, it's
actually pretty uncomfortable.
Here we go on the straightaway. Yeah. Here's a little bump. Barely felt it. Really nice.
Oh, all right. This corner is really.
We're getting a little skittish. So, final thoughts to go ahead and wrap everything up.
Driving wise, I mean, we both drove.
We both drove.
Definitely sporty. It's
very
in the
sporty.
C class. It's lighter. It's a little more nimble than the E class, and the steering is very nice.
Steering is super good.
Nice. The feel again, you got a decent amount of feel through the wheel. Not like super great, but you got a good amount of feel, and it's pretty stiff here in the
in the Sport Plus
mode,
for sure. Yeah.
It definitely lightens up in comfort, but we don't care about comfort.
But you know, if you take it in comfort, you're not using it to its full ability.
So that's basically it, guys. I mean,
yeah,
it drives really well.
Really sweet. Really the brakes are great. The acceleration is way good, more than expected. Yeah, way more than expected. It shoves
you in your seat for sure.
Super awesome.
All right, so thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Stay tuned for more videos. We got one coming up pretty soon that is gonna blow your socks off.
It's gonna blow your snot right out of your nose. But thanks again, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.